Some of us are going to be yelling at the TV, watching a football game. So I'm looking forward to give God a little something. It is truly a privilege and an honor to be here as I count your Pastor Hudson, as a true friend in the ministry. Somebody say amen. And I appreciate his spirit, his presence. And Lady Hudson, I just appreciate the couple that they are. Can you bless God for your ministry gifts? It is awesome that I have to be on the same day with folks here. Amen. I haven't seen them in some time. It's so good to see them and recognize and acknowledge the work that they do. I was initially, throughout the week, I was initially looking at a word from the book of Acts, 12th chapter. And don't turn there, that's not where I'm going. Amen. I said initially. And I've heard ministers say, pastors say often, I was looking at this word and God changed my thought. Amen. That's not true for me. What actually happens for me is that I'm looking at a word sometimes, it's not the word God's looking at. And so God actually puts me on the same page He's on. Amen. So that I'm accurate in what I'm about to minister. But I just want to share something with you. During the early parts of this year, I was seeking God for direction as it relates to our overall ministry. Usually about middle of December up until about the first week of January, I kind of shut myself in. I don't stop doing things, but I just take a lot of quality time to try to hear, God, what is the direction for the upcoming year, and did we achieve, amen, those things that you set forth for us to do during the year that we're in. Always seeking to see if I'm accurate with what God wants me to do. And I was really sensing that the Lord was calling us to do something. But it just remained kind of hidden to me. It was veiled until I just began to lay before God and seek His wisdom and try to find out, God, what are you telling us to do? And so sometimes in March, the Holy Spirit revealed to my heart that God desired we change things up a little as it pertains to our annual revival. So we transitioned from the 5 nights of having a revivalist to 3 nights where we featured 3 different revivalists. And honestly, that's really not my favorite format. I really love that 5-night where you just perform a bond with the preacher and he or she is able to begin to discern the environment. But if it was God's will, the matter was settled for me. Now, of course, there was some in the church who had a problem with this modification. They never said anything to me, of course. The complaint was channeled through those they perceived to be close to me. And that's another sermon for a whole other day. And the truth of the matter is, change does not come easy in the Baptist church. Somebody say amen. And so after I surrendered, amen, I gotta sit down right now. But after I surrendered my will to the will of my Heavenly Father, He divinely began to inform me of why this change was so necessary. During prayer one morning, the Holy Spirit released this revelation into my being. Every year at CBC, we schedule God for our annual revival during the 3rd week of August. We schedule God the 3rd week of August. We put together a lineup of choirs, of singers, of musicians, and a preacher. And without fail, this event is going to happen. It's on the schedule. We've always done it. So bless God, that is the way it's going to be. But on this particular morning, the Holy Spirit said to me, what will you do if I want to schedule a time to meet with the church that falls outside of your regularly scheduled church calendar? What will you do if it's me, the Lord, who calls the meeting? Can it happen? Does your religious regiment rule CBC, Chicago Baptist Church? So our ministry's first Holy Convocation was the week of October 8th through the 14th. And yeah, there was some with a small problem. They struggled with the change. But let me tell you, the presence of God and the flow of the Holy Spirit, the release of His glory was profoundly intense during that week. And so a week later, on Sunday, October the 21st, at about 3:45 in the morning, I woke up with these words just ringing in my spirit. It's done. It's done. And so in the confines of my own soul, I knew exactly what God was telling me. I knew what I had been praying on for several years. And so I sensed exactly what the Spirit of the Lord was telling me was done. And so I laid in the bed quietly, and I was weeping, and I was praising God. But this question rose up in my spirit, man. I said, Lord, I've been praying over this matter for a long time. How? And the answer came back from heaven in one word: suddenly. And that one word has revolutionized my whole life. Since October the 21st, I have ministered and taught from the essence of one word: suddenly. Since October the 21st, every time I stood to preach, anytime I've been in the arena to teach, or anytime I've encountered, amen, God's people who needed something from God, that one word, suddenly, has been pervasive in my spirit, man. Can somebody say suddenly? Suddenly. And so if you would, I would like to draw your attention to the Gospel of Mark, chapter 5. I'm probably a little louder than you're used to, a little more animated. Amen. I'm just consider me the crazy uncle that gets to come to the barbecue every year. Amen. Mark chapter 5. Let's stand for reading. I'm going to walk in the middle of the story and then work my way out of it. Verse 41. Taking the child's hand, he said tenderly to her, Talitha, which translated from the Aramaic means, little girl, I say to you, get up. The little girl immediately got up and began to walk. For she was 12 years old, and immediately they who witnessed the child's resurrection were overcome with great wonder and utter amazement. I'm reading from the Amplified Version. Before you go to your seat, I need you to help me release something in the body, in the environment. Somebody shout, suddenly. Suddenly. Can you look at somebody next to you and tell them, say, neighbor, God will do it. God will do it. Suddenly. Suddenly. You may be seated. The ministry assignment and mandate on the life of Jesus Christ was the work of a missionary personified. During his earthly ministry, Jesus Christ was heaven's manifestation of what missionary work should look like in the earthly realms. Jesus and his disciples, they are moving and ministering throughout the entire region, going from Capernaum to Judea, Samaria, Galilee, Jerusalem, all throughout the region. Jesus and his disciples are doing the work of a missionary. By land and by sea, the Lord is traveling throughout the region, meeting the needs of the people and preaching the kingdom of God. Somebody say kingdom of God. Kingdom of God. And I'm going to leave that right there because I do not have time to develop that thought. And doing the work of the ministry was nothing new. It was not foreign to Jesus. At the age of 12, while on a trip to Jerusalem during the Passover, the family is on their way back home, and they discover after traveling for one full day that Jesus is no place to be found in the caravan. And that's a whole other word in and of itself. So they turn around and they go back to Jerusalem, and after 3 days of looking for Jesus, they find him in the temple teaching. and ask him questions. So his parents, as they began to scold him, assuming that Jesus was lost, asking him why was he not with the family, Jesus has a few questions of his own. He looks at his parents and he says, well, why did you look for me? Did you not know that I must be about my Father's business? And so the entire life of Jesus Christ was consumed, amen, with being about the Father's business. And so as we enter this narrative, amen, from Mark chapter 5, after delivering a demon-possessed man from a legion of demons, Jesus gets in a boat and he crosses over to the other side. And the moment Jesus arrives on the other side, Jairus shows up because he's got an urgent situation at his house. And verse 21 says, when Jesus had crossed over in the boat to the other side of the sea, a large crowd began to gather around him. And so he stayed by the seashore. Then one of the synagogue officials named Jairus came up and seeing him fell at his feet and begged him anxiously, saying, my little daughter is at the point of death. Yes. Please come and lay your hands on her so that she will be healed and live. Yes. Now, this is why I've never understood the bickering and the conflict in the church. You see, because if the heart is right, there's no shortage of ministry to be done. Amen. You don't have to wait until it's your turn to preach. There's ministry work to be done. While you're waiting on the choir director to flip through the pages and pull your solo out again, you can still get active in the church doing something. Somebody say amen. I do realize that you head up the program every single year, but what are you doing the remaining 300 plus days out of the year? The need is great. Jairus shows up in the midst of the multitude, and he somehow gets the attention of Jesus and asks Jesus to come to his house. Tell your neighbor, say, hey, hold that thought. Verse 24 says, and Jesus went with them, and a large crowd followed and pressed around him, amen, from all sides. Now, of all the people in the crowd, Jairus' number comes up. And the Lord is on his way to see about his daughter. The crowd is following Jairus, and Jairus is happy because Jesus has agreed to come to his house. But just when Jairus thought things were going his way, something happens. A woman who by law had absolutely no right to even be in the midst of the people also has a need. Isn't it strange how those folks who don't belong always show up and interrupt what we got going on? Preach, I think I will. This woman who has no right being in the midst of the crowd shows up and causes a momentary delay. Yes. Let's talk about irony for a minute. The Bible tells us that this woman had been hemorrhaging. She had been bleeding for 12 years. Suffering with no relief. 12 years. Day in and day out. No doctor could deal with her issue. She had spent everything that she owned, and the Bible says, but she never got any better. 12 long years this woman has struggled and suffered. Yeah. But here's the irony. 12 years ago, her pain started. But the same year, Pastor, Jairus and his wife had children. One womb was releasing suffering, while the other womb had released a bundle of joy. I don't think you hear me. Two people who, by the dynamics of their society, have probably never even crossed paths before, but now they find themselves in the same place at the same time because they both have a need. It doesn't really matter where you come from or how much you have. Eventually in life, you're going to find yourself in the company of somebody you never thought you would be around because your needs are greater than your pride. And the Bible says that she heard reports reports about Jesus, and she came up behind him in the crowd and touched the outer robe of his garment. And she said to herself, she said, if I could just touch his coat, I know that I'll be made whole. And the Bible records immediately her flow was dried up, and she felt in her body that she was healed. There's that word immediately again, which means suddenly, and she knew that she had been made whole. But Jesus recognized that somebody had touched him. Jesus said to his disciples preaching, he said, somebody touched me. And they said, Lord, you were in the middle of a crowd. People are pushing and tugging, and everybody in the room is touching you. Jesus said, no, something left me. No, there was a touch that reached me that's not your average, normal touch. Somebody say amen. Yeah. Now listen closely. Because I've learned that not everybody in the crowd is touching the Lord. Yeah, there are a lot of people who are brushing up against him. There are a lot of people who are coming at him. There are a lot of people who are praying and telling God what they need, but not everybody is touching him. Coming at him. But the number of people who are genuinely touching him is marginal at best. I need you to stay with me all through here. See, you can touch me, and yet your touch have no effect on me. Somebody say amen. Amen. When I came in today, there were several people who greeted me, and I shook hands and I hugged some folks, but not one of them touched me like my wife can touch me. You see, there is a certain touch that will pull on God and get his attention. Check this out. She didn't put on a show either. This woman didn't get in his face. She found a position of humility at his feet. She didn't even want to interrupt him. She just said, if I can come in contact with something that has touched him, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that I can be made whole. So Jesus pauses just for a little while to minister to the woman, and I want you to look at what happens. In verse 35, the Bible tells us while he was still speaking to the woman, some people came from the synagogue official's house, and they said to Jairus, they said, your daughter's dead. Why are you bothering Jesus? Leave him alone. What you were concerned about is dead. This is important. Jairus had the Lord agreeing to come to his house to see about his daughter. Somebody say amen. While en route, Jesus encounters a slight delay as he heals the woman with the issue of blood. And in the midst of all the commotion comes a discouraging message from the place of Jairus' concern. Leave Jesus alone. Your situation died. Why are you bothering me? What you were worried about no longer has any life. See, you got to be careful of who you allow to make announcements and proclamations over what you're dealing with. You have to be careful of who you allow to show up in the middle of your situation and tell you what it looks like in the natural. You see, many have forfeited their deliverance because they came into alignment with the word from a messenger who was not sent by God. Your pastor said a little while ago, you can't let everybody begin to speak over you because everybody who calls themselves a preacher has not been sent by God. And I can get my own stuff there. You need to be true and audacious over who you allow to come into your space and tell you what's going on in your own life, because there are some folk who are sent by Satan to be a dream killer. Slap your neighbor high five and say, hey, you preach up in here. Spoiler alert. If you got the attention of the Lord and he's moving on your behalf, why would you listen to a negative report that did not come from the one who you sent for? been praying and seeking God, then why does your mama and them's word have more power than God? Stay with me. Overhearing what had been said, Jesus said to Jairus, he says, don't be afraid. Just believe in my power. When God is about to do what you've never witnessed before, the natural tendency is to become nervous, apprehensive, and yes, even afraid. There are things going on in my ministry right now that I do not understand. All I know is that God has spoken a word into my spirit. I've never seen it done before. I don't know how we're going to get there. I get a little nervous, but my eyes are focused on the one who sent me the word in the first place. See, when God is about to take Joshua and Israel into the land of promise, he tells Joshua several times, he says, don't be afraid. Only be strong and be very courageous. And when you study the book of Joshua, you discover that throughout the entire book, God is constantly telling this fearless leader, don't be afraid. Fear has a tendency of keeping you from your destiny. Fear can hinder you from the greatness that God has destined that you be. Amen. Fear has taken many potential great men and women and kept them from achieving maximum potential in their life. Somebody help me preach. Fear will cause you to retreat into your comfort zone where men only dream of what could have been. Fear has made many senior citizens bitter because they sit in the rocking chair of life in the twilight of their existence and talk about what they could have, should have, and would have done. You need to tell the spirit of fear that this is not the time nor the season for you to come into my life. Can you help me preach and tell somebody it's not time to be afraid? Tell somebody it's not time to be afraid. Jesus tells Jairus, I feel like preaching. He tells Jairus, he says, I know that you got a word from home. But I want you to keep focusing on me. Don't be afraid, just believe. And Jesus wouldn't allow anybody to come with him except Peter, James, and John. You see, God just diagnosed some of your problems. Everybody can't go with you. I understand that y'all close in the natural. I know that your homeboy and your homegirl. I know y'all been friends for 40, 50 years, but sometimes they cannot go. I realize blood is thicker than water. But allow me to place this pregnant question at your spiritual feet. Now, a pregnant question is one that has the power to give birth to your spiritual womb if you'll receive it. And so are you ready for a pregnant question? As a Christian, you must transition from church into kingdom. Now, your decision becomes, do I want more of God? Or am I fine right where I am? Do I want more of God? Or have I just gotten comfortable where I am and no matter what God says to do, I'm not about to move because life is good. You see, I've learned in ministry that I keep my circle very small. Because I've come to realize that I cannot take everybody where I'm going. So they come to the house of the synagogue rulers and he looked at the uproar and the commotion and the people were weeping and they were wailing, they were mourning. And when he had gone in, he said to them, why are you crying? The child's not dead. She's asleep. And they began to laugh. Because they knew. They laughed because they knew. They looked at the a situation through natural eyes. You can't look at a spiritual situation through natural eyes and think you know what you really don't know. Hear the word of the Lord. Where God is taking you during this season and this dispensation, you don't have time nor energy for a bunch of foolishness. I can't waste my time around insecure, foolish people in ministry. I'm on a mission. I don't have the time or the patience to play these juvenile preacher games. Y'all are going to talk to me. Because there is a mandate on my life and a mantle of anointing that's covering me. And I recognize that my season is now. And if I trust God, He'll do it suddenly. Somebody shout suddenly. Child of God, even people in the church will laugh at you and make fun of you when you begin to step out on real faith and believe God for the impossible. Somebody say amen. It doesn't take believing God to achieve what you already see. Because the Bible tells us that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not yet seen. And so if I'm believing God to move in my life, I got to believe God for something that I've never seen before. Amen. It don't take faith for me to go out in the parking lot and start up that Nissan. I know that's going to work. But let me tell you about a little movement of faith, if you got a moment to bear with me. About 6 or 7 months ago, before summer camp started, I stood in the pulpit and I paused for a moment, brother preacher, because the Holy Spirit was talking to me. We were 30 days out from camp and we needed a bus and we ain't have no money. Y'all not gonna talk to me. We were 30 days from camp, had 75 kids coming, and we needed a bus, but we ain't had no dollar bills, y'all. The Holy Spirit told me to stand up and begin to prophesy to the environment. And as I stood, I said, I'm calling resources from the north, the south, the east, and west. We'll have the bus before camp starts. And folks sat in the sanctuary and laughed at me. They knew the natural condition of the bank account, but they did not know the supernatural power of my God. Oh, I'm going to preach this thing. Within 3 weeks, a brother called me. Pastor, where are you at? I said, I'm at church. He said, I'm standing in front of our bus. I said, where are you at? He said, I'm down at water. They got a bus down here. Y'all don't hear me. See, you got to move by faith. I said, man, hold on. I'll be there in a minute. I don't know nothing about a bus, and I am not a mechanic, but I know somebody who knows somebody. Y'all not going to help me preach. See, it's good when you know folks who know stuff. Got on the phone, I called one of my sisters. I said, girl, where you at? Pastor, what do you need? I said, I need you to meet me down on 60 because a brother called me and said the bus is down there. Y'all not going to help me preach. We showed up and she drive the bus. She said, Pastor, it seemed pretty good to me. I signed up for the auction and the man said, what do you need it for? I said, I need it for church. The man that's over the auction said, well, I'm going to touch and agree with you that you get that bus. Y'all not going to talk to me. Oh, yeah. And the next day was the auction, and it was 95 degrees outside. But I knew that I had a word from the Lord. And one of my brothers, I picked up the phone, and I told him, I said, man, I got to pull my money out of this investment club. He said, man, what you got to do, bro, preacher? I said, I need my money to go do something for the church. He said, man, don't you mess with that money. How much money do you need? I said, how much money you got? He said, I just sold a motorcycle. I said, man, every little bit will help. And so we go up to the auction and we wait and we begin to bid. And there's one other man who's bidding harder than I'm bidding. Now, he wasn't bidding harder because he didn't want it like I wanted it. You see, when you believe in God for something, you got to have that bulldog kind of faith where you won't let that thing go. And so it got down to the point where it was just me and him. And I like it when it gets that way because I can look in your eye and see if you're about to flinch. And as the numbers begin to get higher, he began to waver. And I knew that I had him. And I began to call on the name of my Lord. And I said, God, you told me that this is going to be our bus. And I know that you are not a man that you should lie. And so, God, I believe, but help my unbelief. Because it's getting to the place where I don't have enough money to meet the need. And we're bidding on this bus. And the guy began to hesitate. And the man looked at me. And I nodded. And the guy hesitated. And he said, yeah. Man looked at me and I nodded. I believe in God on this thing. And sometimes you got to buffalo until the Holy Spirit show up. And so the man stopped nodding. And the man said, going once, going twice, 3 times. And the man said, you didn't give me a chance. He said, you just lost your opportunity. Go in the building to pay for the bus with change. $700 in ones and about $60 in unrolled change. Pride said, you're going to be embarrassed. But the Holy Spirit said, don't be no fool. I need you to hear me. You can't waste your time around folk who don't believe. And so Jesus made everybody get out of the room, except the 3 that he took with him. I feel this thing. And the little girl's mother and father. Now, you missed that. You just missed that. Everybody got put out, except the 3 that went with Jesus. The little girl's mother and father. The whole community had gathered for a funeral. But the whole community were